Hello, Grade 4 learners, parents, and teachers. Welcome to Teachers Free, your cheerful learning buddy that makes English exciting, meaningful, and always 100% free. Get ready for the Grade 4 English Second Quarter Periodical Test Review, your fun guide to reviewing everything you learned from weeks 1 to 8 of the MatterTag curriculum. In this test, you'll practice how to use biverbs and simple tenses correctly, choose the right words to complete sentences, identify tone, mood, and nonverbal cues, recognize facts and real images, write friendly letters with proper greetings and closings, and organize ideas with an introduction, body, and conclusion. Each question gives you 3 choices. You will be given the correct answer, and you'll have a short explanation telling why it's right and what rule or skill it shows. How can you use this review? You can read and listen as each question and answer is explained. Perfect for quick review time at home, in school, or even on the go. You can also make it more fun. Pause after every question, try to answer first, and then check if you got it right. Think of it as your English game show, where every correct answer makes you a stronger communicator and confident writer. Grade 4 learners, let's begin your English adventure today. Question 1. The big title on a poster is a heading, subtitle, slogan. Which is correct? Answer: heading. It is the main line that names the topic. This shows knowledge of multimedia text parts in visual materials. Question 2. A real news photo is a fact, non-fact, make-believe, image. Which is correct? Answer: fact. A fact image shows something that truly happened. This demonstrates recognizing real vs non-fact images. Question 3. The image represents, represent, represented, kindness among friends. Which is correct? Answer: represents. The word represents fits because the sentence talks about what the picture shows now. This follows the rule of using the present tense for facts and ideas. Question 4. That picture is, was, be a real photo of our flag. Which is correct? Answer: is. The word is correct because it tells about something that is true today. This shows how to use the correct form of the verb be in the present tense. Question 5. The story tell, tells, told about a tree that loves a boy. Which is correct? Answer: tells. The word tells is correct because it states what the story says in general. This follows the subject-verb agreement rule for singular subjects in the present tense. Question 6. The main character give, gives, gave his love to the tree. Which is correct? Answer: gives. The word gives is correct because it tells about a repeated action. This follows the use of the present tense for actions that happen again and again. Question 7. The boy thanks, thanked the tree before leaving. Which is correct? Answer: thanked. The word thanked is correct because the action already happened. This follows the rule of using the past tense for actions done in the past. Question 8. The story happens, happened in a peaceful forest. Which is correct? Answer: happens. The word happens is correct because it tells what usually occurs in the story. This follows the rule of using the present tense to describe story settings. Question 9. The author. Use. Uses. Used. Third-person point of view in telling the story. Which is correct? Answer. Uses. The word uses is correct because it tells about how the author writes the story. This shows knowledge of point of view in writing. Question 10. Unhey. Feel. Feels. Felt. Nervous on her first day at school. Which is correct? Answer. Felt. The word felt is correct because it tells about a feeling in the past. This follows the rule of using past tense for completed actions. Question 11. Her classmates. Make. Made. Making. Fun of her name. Which is correct? Answer. Made. The word made is correct because it tells what already happened. This follows the rule of using the past tense for finished actions. Question 12. She. Decide. Decides. Decided. To keep her Korean name. Which is correct? Answer. Decided. The word decided is correct because it tells about a choice made before. This follows the rule of using the past tense in stories. Question 13. Joey. Try. Tries. Tried. To pronounce her name correctly. Which is correct? Answer. Tries. The word tries is correct because it tells what Joey does many times. This follows the subject-verb agreement rule for singular subjects. Question 14. We. Show. Shows. Showed. Respect when we say others' names correctly. Which is correct? Answer. Show. The word show is correct because the subject is plural. This follows the rule of matching the verb to a plural subject. Question 15. He. Speak. Speaks. Spoke. Kindly to his friend after class. Which is correct? Answer. Spoke. The word spoke is correct because it tells about something that already happened. This shows correct use of the past tense for actions. Question 16. The sentence "please join us" uses a friendly, angry, sad tone. Which is correct? Answer. Friendly. The word please helps create a warm, inviting feeling. This shows how tone is the speaker's attitude. Question 17. The students. Smile. Smiles. Smiled. As they performed. Which is correct? Answer. Smiled. The word smiled is correct because it tells about something that already took place. This follows the past tense rule for completed actions. Question 18. Nodding your head usually shows agreement, confusion, anger. Which is correct? Answer. Agreement. Nodding is a common sign that you agree. This applies knowledge of nonverbal cues. Question 19. The child is, was, be cheerful when she received praise. Which is correct? Answer. Was. The word was is correct because it talks about how she felt before. This follows the rule of using the past tense of the verb before past situations. Question 20. They. Use. Uses. Used. Cheerful tone in their choral reading. Which is correct? Answer. Used. The word used is correct because it tells about what they did before. This shows how verbs can describe tone or style in past tense. Question 21. The chart. Show. Shows. Shown. The causes of marine pollution. Which is correct? Answer. Shows. The word shows is correct because the chart still displays the causes now. This uses the present tense for facts and ongoing information. Question 22. The text. Describe. Describes. Described. How to protect coral reefs. Which is correct? Answer. Describes. The word describes is correct because it tells what the text explains. This follows the rule for simple present tense when stating general facts. Question 23. The poster. Explain. Explains. Explained. The effects of plastic waste. Which is correct? Answer. Explains. The word explains is correct because it talks about what the poster says. This shows correct use of the present tense for facts. Question 24. Fisherman. Catch. Catches. Caught. Fewer fish due to pollution. Which is correct? Answer. Catch. The word catch is correct because it describes what happens now. This follows the rule of using present tense for ongoing actions. Question 25. People. Clean. Cleans. Cleaned. Beaches to save marine life. Which is correct? Answer. Clean. The word clean is correct because it tells about what people do regularly. This uses the simple present tense for habits or repeated actions. Question 26. I. Write. Writes. Wrote. A letter to my friend to thank her. Which is correct? Answer. Wrote. The word wrote is correct because the letter was already done. This follows the rule of using the past tense for finished actions. Question 27. We. Send. Sends. Sent. Invitations to our classmates yesterday. Which is correct? Answer. Sent. The word sent is correct because it shows the action happened before today. This shows understanding of past tense for completed actions. Question 28. She. Ask. Asks. Asked. Me to join the cleanup drive. Which is correct? Answer. Asked. The word asked is correct because it tells about a request made before. This uses the past tense to show completed speech. Question 29. The greeting is written as Dear Anna. Dear Anna. Dear Anna. Which is correct? Answer. Dear Anna. The greeting starts with dear, capitalizes the name, and ends with a comma. This shows correct friendly letter format and punctuation. Question 30. We. Say. Says. Said. Goodbye politely at the end of the letter. Which is correct? Answer. Say. The word say is correct because it talks about what we usually do. This shows the use of present tense for general actions. Question 31. Many tourists. Visit. Visited. Will visit. Palawan every year. Which is correct? Answer: visit. The word visit is correct because it tells what happens regularly. This shows how present tense expresses repeated actions. Question 32. Palawan. Win. Wins. Won. An award for being a top island. Which is correct? Answer: won. The word won is correct because the award was given before. This uses the past tense for completed actions. Question 33. We plan, plans, planned to visit Bohol next summer. Which is correct? Answer: plan. The word plan is correct because it talks about a future trip. This follows the rule of using the present tense for future meaning. Question 34. My family. Enjoy. Enjoys. Enjoyed. Our trip last year. Which is correct? Answer: enjoyed. The word enjoyed is correct because it describes a past experience. This shows use of the past tense for finished activities. Question 35. The tourists. Take. Takes. Took. Pictures of the chocolate hills. Which is correct? Answer: took. The word took is correct because it tells about what already happened. This uses the irregular verb form in past tense. Question 36. We will visit. Visited. Visit. Cebu next month. Which is correct? Answer: will visit. The phrase will visit is correct because it talks about something that will happen. This follows the rule of using will for future actions. Question 37. A good paragraph. Have. Has. Had. An introduction, body, and conclusion. Which is correct? Answer: has. The word has is correct because it states a general fact. This follows the subject-heir-verb agreement rule for singular nouns. Question 38. The conclusion. Summarize. Summarizes. Summarized. The main ideas. Which is correct? Answer: summarizes. The word summarizes is correct because it explains what a good conclusion does. This uses the present tense to tell general truths about writing. Question 39. The introduction. Give. Gives. Gave. An overview of the topic. Which is correct? Answer: gives. The word gives is correct because it tells what the introduction usually does. This uses the present tense to explain writing parts. Question 40. The body. Contain. Contains. Contained. Supporting details. Which is correct? Answer: contains. The word contains is correct because it describes what the body part of a paragraph has. This shows knowledge of paragraph structure in writing. Great work, Grade 4 learners. You've practiced, learned, and answered each question like true English champions. Every correct choice and explanation you understood means you're growing stronger in grammar, writing, and confidence. Keep reviewing, keep applying what you've learned, and remember, English isn't just a subject, it's a superpower that helps you share your thoughts clearly and kindly every day. See you in our next learning adventure here at Teachers Free, where learning is always exciting, meaningful, and 100% free.
Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends or fellow teachers. And don't forget to subscribe for more free resources and study guides. And see you in the next video.